Hotep. Oh wait, yeah, okay. Hotep family. All right, Hotep family. You're tuning into the pro-black perspective on KWAZ Radio. Shout out to Bitter Medicine Podcast. He's here today, but today is going to be really short. Matter of fact, because we're just going to do one. We're going to do a really short piece of the Book of Power, which is you can see it's only a paragraph, but this right here is Marcus Garvey. He's telling us that America is the white man's country. Okay, so I actually was trying to look for the audio just now. That's why I'm a minute late, but I'm looking for the audio in order to see if I could actually find it, because this is one of the things that I did in the Book of Power was I tried to transcribe some of the rare audios that that essentially like brought us forward, throughout this world. So, but first I'm going to just give you the introduction a little bit. So this is Marcus Garvey. So he says the earlier audios are considered the only surviving ones. Yet this one also survived, right? So not surprisingly, whites don't consider this an official survivor. This speaks to the depravity of white governance and the need for black rule over black people. Remember, one of the main objective you want to have is black rule over black people. And this is why me personally too, I want to keep coming back to my books, because when you go back to the books, you get a foundation for what it is that you're trying to accomplish, So black rule over black people, that's the goal. So this speech was hidden, and for whites for good reason, This speech was actually a part of an interview Baba had with a hybrid, so he's talking to this white boy. And I edited the hybrid out, right? But Baba's confidence and prescience were unparalleled here. The only drawback was an endorsement of the KKK organization. It's smart to endorse some sort of program, but the KKK program isn't where black organization needs to start. So I then tell you about Boko Waset Nakeru, and of course you can read more about that in the Book of Power. And even Baba's program are substantial models. Now I kind of do want to spend some time to look for this speech, but if nothing else, it'll probably be tough to find it, but you can probably find it, right? So check this out. It's like America is a white man's country because he conquered the Amerindian, exterminated him, and took possession of his property. That's it. The way how the white man got America was really simple, really straightforward. All right, he conquered. He exterminated the people on the planet, and he took possession of their property. And that's it. And everyone knows this. Once upon a time, this like where I'm right now, I'm in some home, right? That was constructed pretty much on where animals, people, buildings, everything was destroyed. Okay? There was life teeming here. Now it's just a box with me and my son, more or less. This is what white people have done. And this is why it's theirs. And until you do something similar, it's not, wherever you are, it's not going to be yours. Anybody who has possession of something, what they do is they dispossess someone else. Or they go somewhere that's unoccupied. But we know this was not unoccupied. And so this is the thing. It's like you're never going to have possession here until you take possession. And you're not taking possession. You're not organizing to take possession. And if you're not organized to take possession, when somebody else is organized to take possession, that somebody else is going to have that possession. So your goal now is to go return to your land and share possession, right? Or whatever. But the objective is that you have to get that possession. If you do not have possession, you do not have anything. Garvey continues, I'd say the KKK is the invisible government of the United States, right? And I mean, you kind of see it. There was a trial recently. I didn't really pay attention to it, but you kind of see it, right? The Klan represents the spiritual feeling and even the physical attitude of every white man in this land. I say this without fear, right? They may threaten to lynch me, but we have 5 million substantial oak trees between Africa and the West Indies, so we are ready for a lynching party tonight if they wanted to. Right? Garvey's like, look, And this is the thing that you have to see about Garvey. He's fearless. You know? He's fearless. And actually, when I think about it, you know, there was this list of, somebody pointed out that Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover, said that the unity of black folk was the biggest threat to America, right? And I said, look, man, if you're being fair, right? The black folk back then were of a different breed. They, or you know, as the joke goes now, they were built different. You know, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Stokely Carmichael, Martin Luther King Jr. Right? Those four black men, right? Tiers above the men today, and the reason being, and you know, I mean, I asked on the TL, you know, because like if you're not following my Twitter, you already know how to follow me, you know, at Onitaset. I asked on my Twitter, you know, anybody have any reasons for why this may be, you know? Only one brother answered, but it was, and I didn't like the answer. You know, he's a good brother. You know, sometimes he trolling me, so you know, he gonna be like, "Why you there on troll?" But anyway, look, he said expansion of government surveillance, heavily funding counterinsurgency, and a reallocation of funding for education, housing, social programs went to corporations, military prisons, right? And it's like, you know, my thing is with that answer is that it's really passive. It's not active. It don't take into account that the four brothers I mentioned, Stokely Carmichael, Malcolm X, even Martin Luther King Jr., and Marcus Garvey, the four brothers I mentioned, right? Or the four elders, four ancestors, whatever you want to call it, right? You know, I like to call everybody my brother. But look, the four of them, first off, they all well-read. You already know that. They well-read, well-traveled, all that, right? 1, 2, right? These brothers are all inside of organizations, headed like either heading them or high up in these organizations, right? And 3, like if you see how he's saying, look, the Klan can lynch me any day, right? Fearless. I wasn't even thinking about the fearless one when I asked that question, but that's what you see in these brothers. They're fearless, they're well read, and they're well organized. And then you know, you walking around today, you know, are you fearless? You fearful? Are you well read? Nah, you ain't well read. Like the people like shit. I tell you, this brother showed me this video of this other dude. Brother, you know, there's some I guess he's doing some dating device or something. Dude's weak. And he not well read. But people was looking at him like, yo, you a genius. And it's like, if you calling this dude a genius, right? You chump change. You chump change. You know? Well read, well organized, and fearless. That's what these brothers got. You know, threatening the Klan. I'm telling you, man, when I was like, I'm not gonna say I was punk, but when I was in college, I did see some white boys in a pickup van driving by, and I was like, shit, boy, let me get out of here. I ain't gonna say I'm a punk, but you know, I'm not threatening the Klan now. You know what I'm saying? Like at least not in college. I'm not saying I'm threatening the Klan now, but I don't want to say nothing because I don't want y'all to say nothing. All right? But like, you know, back in college, I mean, I thought I saw the Klan. I was just like, hold on a second. Let me take a left turn. Yeah, but you gotta be well organized. Period. You know, you don't go up against no organization. You know, one man against all. But see, Garvey had an organization. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he had the largest organization of those four brothers. So he was like, yeah, all right, come on, come at it. You know. But that's what I'm saying. Like this is what you have to be. You have to be in that position to tell the Klan, look here, if you want to fucking lynch, we can have that party. All right. I got a tree in the back. I got a tree in my backyard. We could meet up. One of us leaving. That's my view. Like, matter of fact, when I was writing this book, that's what I was thinking. That's why I got to return to this book. That's how you got to return to books that give you that sort of courage, that give you that sort of knowledge, give you that sort of ambition. Because I'm telling you, when I was writing this book, I was thinking that for myself. I was like, look, man, one of these Klansmen want to come. You understand? They come at me. You know what I'm saying? I know we got bitter medicine, so I gotta correct my language. Anyway, if one of these Klansmen want to come at me, all right, you know, shit, I'm good. Like, you know, like we could do this. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't like the dude Nearly Fuller Jr. Nearly Fuller Jr. said, you know, if a man like if you a real man, right, then you meet your enemy halfway. You know, if your enemy coming for you, you meet them halfway. You know, I don't like Nearly Fuller Jr., but he made it. He's like, black folk today, man, they don't meet nobody halfway. They wait till they show up. You know what I mean? You get a phone call, you like, look, I'm coming to pick you up. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to do whatever. Right? And you there, oh gosh, let me kiss my wife. Nah. You say, hey, look, Arnie, I want to fight you. And I'm coming over to you. I'm like, look, nah, fam, we meeting midway. Matter of fact, we meeting on your turf. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would do. I'll meet on your turf. Period. But anyway, let me keep reading, right? Let me keep reading. Different people. That's been a medicine saying. Different people. You already know. Right, look here. So, the Klan claims they are against the recent rapings of black women, but I know better than that. This is what I'm saying. Like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, you gotta know better than listening to your enemy propaganda. You gotta. The thing is this in life. You gotta look at the results. I'm not going to cap. All right, I'm not going to cap. I was talking to this sister. Sister told me she liked Star Trek or something. Now I stopped talking to that sister, but I said, let me go check out what Star Trek is. I looked at it. Matter of fact, I was just looking at it, right? And in this episode, because I don't know, but like basically, here's what happens in this episode, right? They meet some country, some planet. They go to some planet, and the planet is, like they fake being they capture the captain. The captain goes down to the planet. They capture the captain, right? Then they do a voice duplicator and try to sound like the captain, try to deceive the people into coming through to get murdered or some shit, right? And so when they don't come quick enough, they open up, they shoot at the ship, right? The ship got the screen up, the defense up. I know it's a little complicated, but whatever. The screen got the defense up, so they don't penetrate, whatever. Now there's an ambassador on the ship, and the ambassador's like, look, he calls them up and he says, hey, I want to come down, and the enemy team they say, oh yeah, don't worry, we made a mistake, a miscalculation, it's all good. We'll stop shooting at you and all that. And he tells the people privately on his side, he says, look, as soon as they lower their deflective shields, open fire. You understand? And then, the ambassador beams down or whatever, they capture the ambassador, all that crap. Right? I know I'm spoiling it, but I don't care. It's a white boy. It's a white boy show, I don't care. Right? And what happens later is that, the people on the ship, they kept the screens up. But they were like, look, we're not going to trust somebody, we're not going to trust their word unless we hear from our captain first, because we know they faked the voice, they opened fire, they did all that. Like, you have to go by, what I'm saying in a long story is you got to go by the proof. If the Klan has that much power in America and they raping black women, right, and you don't even hear about that no more. And it's constant. It's still going on. But if the Klan got all this power, they raping black women, why? And then they say, oh, we ain't about that. You gotta, it's ancient ancestors said, qualities of a moral order are measured by deeds. Okay? Qualities of a moral order are measured by deeds. You have to look at the deeds of these white folk and say, okay, I see what they're really about. Like you could hear their words, but you could see, but just look at what they do. Okay, just look at what they do, and that's it. You understand? If they are currently in power, and that's the thing you have to remember. If they are currently in power, then you judge them by what's going on around you. Okay? That's it. Now, if they're not in power just yet, then that's different. But if they're currently in power, then you got to judge them. Right? Because who else could stop it? And not to say that you can't stop it, but I'm saying on their side, who else could stop it but the people in power? You understand? That's what power is. Now, that's why you got to go for your power. That's another thing. That's why you even have this book. But anyway, let's go on. In my opinion, they are structured for the purpose of offending, suppressing, and killing Africans. Now, if you didn't pick up on it, I edited Negro out for Africans. Because my thing is this. I know some of you like, oh man, but they want to hear the right? I don't need no black youth looking at Negro and black and blah, blah, blah. I don't need no black youth. Black is alright, but I don't need no youth looking at Negro and nigga and all that shit. I don't need that. Like in the future, this is a book for the future. I understand if you're not ready, but this is a book for the future. And in the future, we don't need to be, well, shit, it's a Negro. Like, I don't need that. But yeah, in my opinion, they are structured for the purpose of offending, suppressing, and killing Africans. That's it. That's what these white folk, because the thing is this too, it's like you have to understand why the Klan exists. The Klan exists because if they are not offending, suppressing, and killing Africans, Africans will rule in America. And when basically Africans will rule Africans and Eurasians. Okay? And white people do not. See, white people will kill, offend, suppress. They will kill to not be ruled by another people. What about you? Every other people will kill to not be ruled by another people. You, on the other hand, I would advise every African and those who aspire to leadership to form an organization similar to that of the Ku Klux Klan so that they may be able to look out for their own interests and not continue to be begging white people to do for them what they ought to be doing for themselves. Thank you. Now, here's the thing. That's what he said. Like when and see, originally I was like, look, I don't. But if you really try to understand this, a people, it'd be better if you were a people who would kill to not be ruled by another people. It would be better if you were a people who would kill to not be ruled by another people. You understand? That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. See, the Klan was doing something. The Klan was doing what you call terrorism in the country, but they were terrorizing the minority group, and they had the blessings of the government in power. You understand? That's all you need to do. And I'm talking to you, South Africa. I'm saying it. I'm saying it out loud. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, Africa. I'm talking to you, America. I'm talking to you, UK, France, China. I don't care. I'm talking to every black person. It would be better for you to be in an organization that kills to rule than whatever it is that you're doing right now, being ruled like you're some sort of chump. Come on now. But anyway, that's the first. Look at that. I realize it's not even. This is page 34. But this is of course the preview to the Book of Power. You could download it below. You could all that. But we're gonna go through this. This is we were doing the worship. Love the worship, but I realized. Look, I want you to get this book and have it in your inventory, okay? Because that's what it comes down to. We have, I realized after watching that dude do his thing that we do not have the discernment to really become a leading people, because we're not a reading people. You see? So, a dude could go up and tell you all sorts of stuff. Oh, well, the average woman is this much, and because you're not this much, that's why you can't get a man. All that stuff. Or because, that's fine. I understand, but you have to realize that the world is a lot more complicated. Not just that, you have to have bigger ambition than that. These white boys might have had some trouble getting women. These white boys might have had some fuss with their women. Matter of fact, of course they did. But they said to themselves, look here, we're not going to be ruled by no niggas. We're not going to be ruled by no women. We're not going to be ruled by no, they went out and killed for their own culture, for their own sanity. And I mean, it is despicable to some. I understand it might be despicable to some. But it was either that or be ruled by another people. You understand? And they said, look here, we're not going to be ruled. Be ruled by other people another way and all that. And I got nothing against women leadership. I love women. And I love women leadership. I don't care. But what I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying that is I'm telling you what this cracker was saying. And that's what it is. But thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We thanks so much everybody who bought the book, who's buying the book, who's sharing this document with other people, who's sharing this video with other people. KW Don 7 is here. The KKK is a government-sponsored domestic terrorist organization built to do the dirty work of the white hegemonic order, and that's the truth. You know, but because look, if they were not doing it, if it were not being done, you know, you'd have not just Obama. You would have had Obama 100 years ago, okay? But Obama 100 years ago, where would America be now if Obama was 100 years ago? Like, where is America going right now? That's what the white man is trying to prevent. This is why you had Trump. You understand? He's trying to prevent, like for instance, right now, like for instance, up until the 60s, matter of fact, right? America was 90% white. There was no talk about white people becoming a minority in America. Zero. There was no talk about the black birth rate. Black people were 11% of the population. They knew what they were doing. They were solidifying white power. That's what the KKK was about. And you know, while you, oh man, I don't like the KKK, I don't like the, I understand you don't. You're not supposed to. You understand? You're not, there's not supposed to be, in America, there's not supposed to be white folk looking up to a black man as an excellent leader, par excellence. You know, I know some of y'all don't like Kamala, but they're not supposed to look at no Kamala, no woman from India or Jamaica or wherever. You know, black woman, Howard University, up in the VP. Next stop to the president. That doesn't happen. That's how the white boy is thinking. You know? He's trying to protect himself from that. Before this, you know, before the 60s, matter of fact, it was just white man, white woman. White man president, white man vice president. Now we talking, oh, well, you know, gotta have a white woman. And I mean, look, I'm not saying nothing against no women. You understand that? But what I'm saying is they did it for a reason. And Garvey is saying, look, you might have the same damn reason. Particularly on the continent. You understand? Particularly on the continent. You might have the same damn reason. You understand? This is what it's about. It's just about reading between the lines sometimes. But, you know, if you ain't reading between the lines, or if you ain't reading, I'll read it for you. So this was, of course, episode 1 of Reading the Book of Power. You know, hopefully you go out and cop it. Hopefully you go out and get it. Hopefully next week, when we reading it, you reading it together. You understand? Tell you turn to page 34, you got it. But that's what it is. You know? And of course, you know, I'm so grateful for all the comments, all the likes, all the viewers, everything. And of course, share the video. You know, let's hit 100 views. Matter of fact, let's hit 200 views. You know, and let's just go on. Let's go from there. All right. So thank you so much, family, for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, Shemi Hotep, Uncle Johnson Nab Amen. Ma'at. Dua Nature.